As someone who's helped many families buy homes in Gilbert, I'm telling you, I'm starting to fall.
Hey, you can see behind me, we're in Gilbert, Arizona, and today we want to share with you everything you need to know about Gilbert and why it's one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country.
Let's go check it out. But
all right, so we're starting our tour right here in downtown Gilbert, and this area has seen a ton of change in even just the last couple of years.
it has seen so much growth. I would say in the last 10 years, so many cool, trendy restaurants and shops all migrated here, and they really built up downtown Gilbert to actually be like a fun place. Like it used to never be.
It's hopping down here.
You know, it used to be considered like purely family. You move out here, and it was always the joke, like when I was young, like, oh, Gilbert, like that's where families go to die. You know, because that's where the fun ends. But they have changed it, and they have done a
That's where your youth goes to die, and family comes to live.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's not where your family actually dies, right? It's like where you're just, the fun goes to die. But
not anymore.
Not anymore. I love it here. I do. It's a destination.
This downtown area has actually become kind of like a destination spot for a lot of people. We were just talking about it. Date nights, just going out, having a good time, a lot of shops, a lot of food, a lot of restaurants. And even just 5 years ago, a lot of this wasn't here.
Oh, no. Yeah, definitely in the last 5-10 years. It used to just, like we said earlier, it just was, you know, cool little spot to eat here and there, but they've actually made it a fun hit place. You can probably hear the music in the background, right? You just want to dance on the side.
It's lunchtime here on a Tuesday, and it's pretty popping down here.
Yeah, it's busy.
But it's not like wall-to-wall traffic. There's, you know, some people walking behind us here on the street, and people are just taking their lunch break from work, going and grabbing food. And that's the beauty of this is you have lunchtime activity, there's things to do, grab lunch, then there's evening activities, there's bars.
There's plenty of options too for everyone.
You know, if we start walking through, what are some of the hot spots?
So, I mean, literally right behind us is Joyride Taco. Okay, that's right there. You're gonna have Snooze, which is right here. If you flip that around and show them there. That's a very big breakfast spot, very popular.
My wife loves Snooze.
My wife, yes. Women love Snooze. It's just one of those places, right? But it's what really is downtown Gilbert's kind of known for a very long time. Even amidst this growth, these two restaurants have stood the test of time. Okay, that's Liberty Market, which is kind of like an eatery slash market, but it's more of a place to go eat.
Right, breakfast, big for breakfast.
Yeah, big breakfast place, lunch, that kind of style. And then you have Joe's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Now, Joe's Barbecue, they're owned by the same person. It's right across the street from it. We'll try to run by it, but those two places have been here forever, and it literally was the talk of the town 10 years ago, even 15 years ago. Like, people would come here to Gilbert just for that place. It's to the test of time. So amidst all the change, that I would say is a staple.
Right. Some of the newer spots, Oso Brewery.
Yeah, you got Oso Brewery right there.
Culinary Dropout.
So yeah, Oso.
We have Whiskey Row.
Right.
We have fish tacos down there. Joyride Taco.
Yeah, Culinary Dropout.
Yeah. There's so many places. There's so much to do and so much to eat here.
So much. So that's pretty much downtown Gilbert, right? Which I don't think we said, but it's also known as the historic district.
Right.
Because, you know, we kind of said the age of it, right?
And it's just a couple mile stretch.
Not even a couple miles. It's probably
a
quarter. It's just like, I can see the end.
Probably a mile.
It feels like it when you're walking, right?
It does feel like it.
Yeah, it does feel like it. But that's what makes downtown Gilbert great. But what actually makes Gilbert...
Oh, and people love their trucks around here. So if you like trucks, you'll get to see a lot of trucks.
Yeah, so now we're going to actually show you what actually makes Gilbert, I think, Gilbert, and that is the neighborhoods. And there are so many good neighborhoods, either even here close to downtown, but as you go east and you go southeast, there's more and more master plan communities, bigger communities. There's all of that, and it's been exploding. So we can't show you all of them, right?
Right.
I don't think we have 5 hours of your time, right? If we did, we would. But what we will show you is a few that kind of are well known, and they offer a little bit of everything.
Right.
Okay. So
I mean, instead of talking about it, we should just go and hop in the car and show them.
Let's go do it.
Let's rock it. Let's go. So right now we're headed to one of the major neighborhood subdivisions, and like we said before, there's so many different spots here that it's impossible for us to show them all to you. So if you have any questions about what it's like to live in Gilbert, or have questions about what would be best for you, reach out to us. People reach out to us all the time, and we love helping them out. We would love to help you out. We're always available. contact information is below. But what I want to get into now is kind of the history about Gilbert.
Yeah. I mean, and you actually grew up around Gilbert.
Yes.
So what's the story on the history? Because we could bore you with historic facts like it used to be a farm. I mean, that's what it was known for. Gilbert, before Phoenix kind of like grew to where it is now, Gilbert used to be the outskirts of Phoenix, right? It was like,
yes.
That's out there.
So I grew up in Mesa, so it's neighboring Gilbert. And it was here before Gilbert. Chandler was here before Gilbert. Gilbert really was farmland. And
Cow farm, I remember dairy farms everywhere.
And alfalfa farms, and a lot of allergies came from that. But now, and you know, it started a decade and a half ago probably is where it really started to ramp up, is the homes. Houses being, and the whole premise of Gilbert, the way they master planned it, designed it, was for families. It's designed for families. It's designed to be a little, I would say it's a little bit more conservative.
Absolutely.
A little more conservative than other parts in Phoenix.
Which kind of gives it that quieter type feel in terms of it's not a party town, right?
Right.
It's a town where, and like we were saying earlier, you go as a family, you can have a quiet life. There's different neighborhoods now that are popping up that are trying to promote maybe more of an active lifestyle or give you a little more taste. But it's always been known as a safe community. It's
the safest in Arizona, and it's one of the safest in the country.
Absolutely. Gilbert is absolutely one of the safest cities in all of U.S. But even as Phoenix grown, like you said, Ryan, they've maintained that level of family friendliness and that kind of like that feel. So going from dairy farms to now being one of the hottest cities in the country, like that's remarkable.
Right.
It is remarkable.
And it's one of the fastest growing.
Yeah.
Because of just
People
the feel of it.
People are dying to get here. It literally is. You talk about stories from when I was growing up. Gilbert used to be like, ooh, Gilbert, like it's so far out, and it's just like, why would you live to Gilbert? You know, like I was saying earlier, like it's where families go to just kind of settle down and, you know, grow old. But they're not anymore. As someone who's helped many families, you know, buy homes in Gilbert and move to Gilbert, I'm telling you, I'm starting to fall more and more in love with Gilbert because I was a Tempe rat and now I live in North Phoenix. But Gilbert kind of grows on you more and more. It's just something about it. It's charm.
It has charm. And another thing is the schools here are amazing.
Oh, the schools are absolutely amazing.
The schools are very good here. And there's a lot of options. Public schools are good, but then also private and charter schools as well. And
so many options.
I think a lot of families like that they know that their kids are going to get a good education. And that's what made us move to Gilbert. And so I've lived in almost all of the East Valley. I've lived in Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, and Gilbert. And I would say out of all of those, it would be a hard toss-up for me between Gilbert and Chandler, but I would probably say I would personally choose Gilbert to raise my kids in.
And you also like that kind of small town feel. Because Gilbert has that.
Yes.
Even with its growth, it's maintained that small town charm.
A lot of the areas.
Somehow.
Right? So there's an outdoor mall, Santan, and it is bananas out there.
Yes.
Because it's right off the freeway. There's a lot of people coming in and out. And there's a lot of traffic. But if you get especially more south, very more small town feeling. Not as much hustle and bustle. I would say about 5 to 8 miles away from where we just came from.
Yep, from the downtown.
From the downtown. And that's another thing that's interesting about Gilbert is you have those options. You can either be right down by the downtown where you're in walking distance, or you can go south and have a little bit more quiet of a lifestyle. And in certain areas,
lots.
get bigger lots.
Even if you want a farm type land, that's where a lot of people go get those bigger farm style houses.
Right. And maybe a better bang for your buck. I mean, things are just
absolutely
so desirable everywhere. Absolutely. It's hard to say, that you can get a great deal somewhere in Gilbert. Like the deal is being able that you live in Gilbert.
Right.
That's the deal.
Right.
Right?
Especially in 2021, 2020, when Gilbert just saw a massive influx of people trying to move here. It was very hard to get a house here without having to bid quite over asking price, right? But that just also shows you why people love Gilbert. I mean, it's just people were dying to get here. But yeah, for more bang for your buck, you're gonna go south. You're gonna kind of go into Queen Creek, but even then, like Gilbert starts to get to the point where you're not going to find cheap housing, right? It's just, it is what it is. And you're going to go into Queen Creek and find a little bit more bang for your buck. But even Queen Creek's blowing up, then you go into San Antonio Valley. It just keeps spreading and spreading because of the growth it's seen. So,
right.
But
oh, we had to stop. We had a casualty. This is what we do.
this is unbelievable.
We were just cruising down. We had it suction cupped, and it just...
Getting some great footage of the neighborhoods, the drive through Gilbert, and it came off the suction cup, flew down.
It's cracked.
Hit the street.
So
I thought we had it saved, and I was going to get out and go get it, and then a car just
boom, ran right over it. But you know what? Look, I think the memory card looks good, so we're not going to let this stop us.
We'll find a way, right?
We're going to find a way.
We'll break something else if we have to.
If we have to bring you guys this
This
stuff.
is the good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, now we're going to go back to that neighborhood, which...
Let's go Agritopia.
Agritopia. Yeah, there you go, surprise. The first neighborhood we're going to is Agritopia, so
Let's
go.
Let's do it. All right, so we made it. We're in Agritopia now.
All right, so we are in Agritopia. Now, Agritopia is hard to get in here. I mean, it's hard.
Right.
You know, I know, everyone knows. It's because it's one of those like neighborhoods that you just don't see. Honestly, I don't think I see this anywhere else in Phoenix.
Right.
I really don't. And you see in the video that we're showing with it, it has this kind of like community feel. It has like these lined, like the streets are lined with these trees that kind of give it a mature feeling. It almost feels like you're in the East Coast in a way, does it not? A little bit?
A little bit, a lot of green grass.
Yeah, green
like you said, a lot of
grass.
greenery.
Sidewalk to wall. I mean, it's very much a community that's focused on community. I mean, we don't just say it, but literally it's a neighborhood focused on community that's actually built on a farm. The guy who owns Joe's Barbecue, Joe's Farm Grill, all that stuff, he's the one who actually put money into this, and he was the one that kind of started the idea. And it just took off because of that sense of community. And I'm telling you, I'm not kidding, when people are dying to get in,
It's hard to get in here.
it's very hard to get in.
And
Very
with
hard.
pricing, what are we seeing in terms of prices?
So the average price in this area is going to be in like the 700s.
That's the average.
Yeah, that's the average.
Mid
last year.
sevens.
I would say even closer to like 700 to 900, to be honest. Like
700 to 900.
I've seen in that range. So you're looking at pretty much in that 7 to a mil,
Yep.
basically. And yeah, even with that price point, you're not getting a big lot.
No.
You're not getting...
As you can see, the houses are fairly close
huge
together.
Yeah, but you're getting that uniqueness. That is really what you're getting in. It's got parks. It's got the Joe's Farm Grill, which is another restaurant that's from that guy who kind of helped plan this. He's got that's very popular. So a lot of people who live here will just walk right over there, get them some lunch, dinner, a drink, whatever they want. And yeah, like I personally know, and I think you as well, some families that live here, and they absolutely love it.
Right. People love it. It's hard to get in, but if you can, wow, what a great area.
It's fantastic. So you have to see it, because people who see this neighborhood are always like, holy crap. So it's probably, I think it's about 5 to 10 years old. I would say closer to 5, 6 years old is when it kind of really started gaining popularity. But yeah, we have to show you Agritopia.
Right.
You have to. You can't talk about Gilbert without Agritopia.
Right. And when we have people that reach out, this is usually one of the destinations, if they want to live in Gilbert, that we show on our tours. And so if you're someone that wants to move into Gilbert or around Gilbert, reach out to us. This is what we do. We help people relocate here, whether it's from out of state or even in state, but they want to come to Gilbert. Contact us below. We're always available. Email, phone, text. Reach out to us. We're always happy to help take you on a tour.
We know how to match you to what's best for you.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's go to our next neighborhood.
Let's go. All right, so now we're in Morrison Ranch.
Morrison Ranch. So yeah, Morrison Ranch, it's been here for a little bit. I can't know exactly when it actually was, the master plan community came to be, but it's definitely been over a decade or two.
Yes.
It's popular. It's very popular.
Very
right? I would
popular.
say, 20 or so years, and they've built on it. They've built more and more. But you know about it too. I mean, it's been around from even your days as a youngin', right? It's known for its kind of like picturesque housing and the kind
The
of
white fences.
The white,
Everybody's dream is to live in that white picket fence. They're not picket, but white fences, and just the pristineness of this community
there's like an architectural feel to the houses as well, as you'll see. Like they just have this
Yes.
like feel, right? Like where it's, you know, an Agritopia has that feel, right? And these other neighborhoods might have a different feel, right? But the Morrison Ranch, it definitely screams Morrison Ranch, right?
Right.
It's like little Morrison Ranch. One thing that is nice about this neighborhood is you're definitely going to find a little bigger lots, bigger homes.
Right.
They all range. Again, they're not all the exact same, but you're going to be able to find a little bigger lot, especially compared to your places like Agritopia,
Right.
the islands, those neighborhoods. So you're going to find a little bit more.
It feels more open because you don't have the trees. Not, you know, there are some, but there's not as many trees. So you kind of have that open feeling, which some people really enjoy. They don't like that closed off, where other people love the trees and feeling a little bit more like you're encapsulated by
That's a very good point.
the greenery, the forest. So it really just comes down to feel. And what about price points again?
So price point in Morrison, it's going to range to this home sizes, but yeah, you're looking, the average home price in this area was probably in that $700 to $800 range.
Yep.
Okay. But again, you're probably expecting to be closer to that mill. You might be able to find that gym that maybe a little smaller, that's going to be kind of in that 700 range. But yeah, I always tell people in this area, always be prepared. If you want like a bigger house, or if you want a 4-bedroom, all that good stuff, be prepared to get closer to a mill. So be prepared 800 to a mill. And then you never know what comes on the market.
Right.
That's what we do though, right? That's what
Right.
we keep an eye on.
The biggest thing is just once you find that area, and that's the biggest thing, is having people like us help you find that right spot, and then just being laser focused, you know, finger on the pulse, knowing this is popping up. And when you have a large Rolodex of people in your network, you can find those things. And sometimes you can find an off-market deal, which is just fantastic. You can get in without having people bid on it. That's just huge. And in some cases, that's what you need to be able to get a house in this area.
Yeah, it definitely can happen. That's for sure.
So yeah, this is a beautiful area. But now, why don't we head over to another neighborhood that's a little bit different than this, and get a different feel.
Get a little feel for a little bit of everything, right? That's Gilbert.
Yeah, baby.
All right, let's go.
All right, Kyle. So now we're entering Cooley Station.
Yeah, Cooley Station. Now this area in Gilbert, it's fairly new. Okay, like this whole area master plan community. It's several builders have come in. I mean, Morrison Ranch, Taylor Morrison, just to name a few. But a lot of people really started building this area up in the last like 4 or 5 years, but especially in the last 3 years.
Yeah, it has come a very long way.
Very, very long way. And we're still seeing more new builds coming up in this area.
Right.
There's still a lot more building coming on. So you have some areas like right now, we're in Fulton Ranch, which this area has probably been since 2020 is when they started building it and started working on it. I actually helped some clients buy a place out here. So that's what, 3 or 4 years ago they really started. So now it's got some more development to it.
Right.
But you have other subdivisions, other builders, other communities like this coming up, being built. But I actually really like Cooley Station and what they've done with it being on the outskirts of Gilbert, that they have shopping centers now. They're bringing in some more,
Right.
restaurants. They're really
I'm glad you brought
making
that
a
up,
place.
because that's the biggest thing about a lot of these subdivisions is they're planned out very well, where you have your grocery store that's like right on the corner,
Absolutely.
mile away or less.
And what happened back in the day is all these new communities and master plan communities were coming in, but they didn't have like the grocery stores. They didn't have all the amenities
Right.
that people need. So they're having to drive 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Look, if you have to drive generally more than 5 or 10 minutes to go to grocery shopping, you're probably not going to like that. I mean,
Right.
right? My wife would hate that. So that's what's nice about these places in Gilbert, especially on the outskirts. They really planned it right to make sure that you have everything you need.
Yes.
And it's only growing more.
In restaurants, you have workout facilities.
You have
pretty much anything that you want to do is in the little shopping plaza or plazas that are attached to the community.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some of that here in the video as well, where you have your workout place, like I said, you have your restaurants, you have your grocery stores, and it's just all in one little bubble. So once you get home, you don't have to go far for anything. It's so nice.
Absolutely
it's
not.
convenient.
Now, one thing to say about this Cooley Station area, especially this neighborhood, but they're all kind of similar, is they are going to be homes that are kind of more on top of each other. So if you're looking for bigger lots, big yards per se, this probably isn't the place for you. But if you're looking more for kind of again, family friendly, you have it all, but you're looking for a nice place, good home, but you don't really care about having, those big yards and big lots, then you're gonna be okay. Now,
and you can get in about 500-600
yeah,
depending on.
I would say this area, you're probably looking around that 600 range, maybe 600-700 range, maybe some in the mid fives if you on the lower end houses, like they're not as big. Because again, you can find a 1,400 square foot home. They're not all going to be 2,000, 3,000 square foot homes.
Right.
So that's where you're going to get a better price.
And the look is different. You can tell a lot of stucco homes.
A lot of red brick. It's known for kind of like
Red
these
brick
areas
and
with some
stucco.
red brick. So it has this look, right? Stucco, some with brick.
Very southwest.
Accents on the home.
Very southwest, so it's kind of a cool, different vibe from the other communities that we just,
Offers a little something
toured.
different. And I would say all the communities that we've toured, like we said in the beginning, Gilbert has so many, so it's so important to reach out and we can really match you with what's best for you, whether it's big lots, the price point, anything really. It really comes down to what are you looking for, and we can match what's best for you. But out of all we looked at, this area would probably be your more cost-friendly area.
Right.
You can get a little more for your buck, right? Or you're not having to spend $1 million to find a good home.
Exactly.
So that's what we got here.
And as we can tell too, is fairly quiet streets.
Very quiet.
Right, quiet streets. It's a little bit, kind of further out from downtown than what we were just at. Not by much,
About 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a little bit more than the other communities that we just showed. So
And
that's
we'll show on the map exactly where all this is,
Right.
so you can see it relative to downtown. But everything we've looked at has all been very close to the 202.
Very
So
close.
you're very close to just hopping on the 202, which can connect you to the 101, and can get you all the way down to the 10, the 60. You just have access to pretty much anywhere, even though you are on the east side, even though you are. We're getting farther and farther away, let's say, from downtown Phoenix, per se. But it's always nice being so close to the freeway, so you can just hop on and go, and you're not having to drive 30 minutes to find the nearest freeway. I think that's super, super important.
It's awesome. All right, well, that concludes our tour of Gilbert. You probably can't tell, but it's raining. This is like, what, rains 5-10 times a year?
It was raining cats and dogs.
It was raining like crazy. It never happens.
We finished just in time our neighborhood tours, just for you guys, and then it starts downpouring. So we thought,
We're gonna
maybe
finish.
it's time to wrap it up, right?
Time to wrap it up.
So I think if you have questions on anything, if you'd like to see something about Gilbert or pretty much anywhere Phoenix, please let us know. Let us know in the comments. What was your favorite part about this? Or what can we add next time when we do this? What would you like to see? Because these videos are all about helping you. And if you let us know what you're looking for, well, we can better help. Imagine that.
Right. And if you're interested in moving here, that's what we do. We specialize in relocation. Our contact information is below. And we're available all the time. Call us, text us, email us. Let us know what you're looking for. And we will match you with your perfect home in the perfect area. And that's what it's all about, is knowing where to look based off of what you need out of a house and out of an area. We can help you find it.
Absolutely. That's what we do, and we love to help.
We love to help. And if you like this video, I think you should probably check the one that's over Kyle's face next.
This one? Yeah.